Chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side. I don't know the dance. There's a dance to that. All I know is last week I had a lot of chicken noodle soup because I had the flu. And now I have pneumonia. So that's my wambulance, my wine and cheese for the evening. But Brooke did great last week on her Friday solo, and she is flying solo again tonight. She is at our church's Enneagram dinner. So any of you Enneagram fans out there, make sure you're following us along. And by us, I mean Brooke on Instagram, our Instagram Witty and Gritty page. She's going to be posting to her story and giving us updates on the Enneagram dinner throughout the night. I am not there because people, it turns out, don't like their food coughed on. And when people are trying to talk and present, they don't want to hear someone dying in the corner, which would be me. So the best cure for pneumonia, it turns out, is rest. I don't know what that is. Do y'all know what that is? I'm going to try to find it. So yes, I am here at home. The kids are in bed, and I hope to be in bed soon. But I couldn't go to bed without saying hi to y'all first. All right, so last week we had our episode chapter 5, talking about the Daring Greatly mini-series by Brene Brown. She talked about minding the gap, and so if you've ever been, I think of England when I think of minding the gap and the train and how it tells you to mind the gap so you don't fall and die. But this minding the gap chapter has to do with looking at where you are and where you want to be. There's always a gap there. Minding the gap then is taking a real hard look at, you say you want to be here, but what are you doing on this side of the gap to get to where you want to be? How are you closing that gap? I like to think of it as putting your money where your mouth is. You say you want to live healthy, but then you're eating a whole container of ice cream before bed. So, looking at where you are, and again, how do you get to where you want to be? What's in that gap? What do you need to overcome to get there? And so chapter 5 sells you on that. It's a short chapter. I think we're all very aware that we're maybe not where we want to be in whatever part of our life. And obviously there's a gap there, otherwise we'd already be there. But in chapter 6, which is coming up this week, again in Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, she's going to go into how to overcome that gap, close the gap. And part of that, she talks about if you're in a leadership role, the culture you're creating. I'm sure that several of you guys have been in situations where it's why are we trying to change things? This is how we've always done it. Or maybe you're trying to make a change in your life and you have friends that are saying to you, but that's not how we've done it. This is what we do. This is who we are. So culture is a really big part, whether you're looking at an individual standpoint of trying to get to somewhere you want to be, or organization. She uses schools a lot as an example. The importance of looking at your culture. So not just Merca culture, but your own family dynamics, work culture, anything that could be playing into creating that gap from, again, where you are now to where you want to be. Thank you guys for tolerating me through my little talk tonight. I made it without coughing. Again, don't forget to check out Brooke on our Instagram, and she'll be updating us on the Enneagram dinner. And if you're into the Enneagram, we did a whole series on that, so be sure to go check that out wherever you listen to your podcast. And I'm going to quickly end this before I have another coughing fit. Bye!